And welcome to the We Don't Know Either podcast.
We had a new intro.
No, we don't. I love that intro. We need to do something that covers the whole screen. I didn't realize it was only going to cover like a part of the screen, and then we were going to be in the middle of it.
What? Are you guys going live yet? We are live now.
Oh, severe thunderstorms. Oh boy, I might be having to go somewhere soon.
Yeah, we're supposed to get them up here too.
But we took a little hiatus, had some things to sort out, and now we're back for now. See what happens. But yeah. Oh look, Tucker
Oh
Carlson.
shit, dude.
What? Is it bad?
It's really bad.
Is it like how bad?
90-mile-an-hour winds.
For you?
For you.
Oh shit. I'm gonna go out in the middle of the road and hold my rainbow flag. I was just actually on another podcast.
See that burst of winds right there, and how it's booed. It's a derecho.
It's a what?
A derecho.
Derecho?
Whatever. I don't know how to fucking say it.
It's Spanish. It's derecho.
Okay, that. Basically it's like hurricane force winds. We had it a couple nights ago.
Oh, my wife's coming home soon. She went out paddleboarding.
I hope she's off the river or lake or wherever.
She's at the Rio Grande. She's on her way back from Mexico. Oh man. So how's everything in your world?
Wonderful. I actually found out that I can go to college for free because my husband's a vet, which it's funny that I got that email on the same day that a ton of people found out they had to pay their student loans.
Listen, they can go fuck themselves, honestly, because I have to pay my own student. I had to pay my own student loans back. It's too bad.
I paid mine.
Sorry, it is what it is. You don't take out. Listen, it's 2023. You barely have to go to regular school. Okay, You can YouTube everything, Google everything, find out everything you want from any source on the internet. Why do you have to go to college for? Unless you just want to go to get laid and drink heavily.
That is exactly why I'm going to go.
I mean, I want to make inappropriate jokes, but I'm not going to.
Isn't that the whole purpose of this podcast? For me to make a statement and you to make inappropriate jokes? Yeah.
Like, I mean, you do have to drink to forget your past. I mean, you know, just don't end up in someone's closet.
Yeah, that fucking what did you say?
Yeah, the fucking
on the other podcast, what you said about JFK. Like,
oh, I said poor RFK, you know, they put a sunroof in his uncle's head.
I was dying when you sent me that video.
Bro, here's the thing. Like, Biz was like on a mission because he was like, he hates RFK. Because RFK is all about, like, he's about all this stuff with taking guns away and the climate change and all this stuff. And Biz is like, no. And I'm the same way. Like, no, gun laws are unconstitutional, period. If I can buy an Apache helicopter, I can buy an Apache helicopter if I got enough money. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I should be able to own. Huh?
I'm gonna get a cannon.
Like, you could be a. You could have one. You can, yeah.
I just gotta wait till I get a house because I don't think it'll survive on my balcony. But
if I want an A10 Warthog and I've got the $3 billion for it, why not? Like, it should be legal. So, like, you know, so don't come at me. So he was sitting there Googling all this stuff he could about RFK. Mama J is on vacation, so she was just already on vacation mode. So she was like in Legoland already. She was like not even. She was halfway there, and so I knew I was striking out like the whole time, and I was just like I knew. And then the second one just came, and I was like, "Y'all just aren't listening," and they're like, "Huh?" My back hurts from swinging so hard because they're just, and I was like, I say something, you guys don't laugh, and then they laughed, and I'm like, really? That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, you guys have just been like this, and then they started laughing.
I'm just like, they'll never understand him the way I do.
Listen, those are my business partners. I love them. They usually get my jokes, but their heads were in the clouds. But
what are you doing, Frankie?
Oh, are you
He's
talking
like,
to yourself?
"What?"
Is there a mirror on the floor?
Oh, the cat. He's like on his back trying to get into the closet.
Yeah. But yeah. So
I keep the office closed unless I'm in there, so they go wild once they get in here.
Why do you let them in there when you're working?
Well, I'm not. I don't know.
I'm just happy Roblox isn't in the back screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew. You're almost 40.
I'm already 40. I turned 40 in March.
Right, well, you're 40.
Mm-hmm.
I got my wife so mad at me the other day. She goes, "You're almost 40." Like she said it like 3 times because I'm not a good house husband at all. I mean, that is my huge downfall.
I have to tell Mitch that he's in his 30s because I can never remember how old he is.
Well, she's like, "You're almost 40." We're in the middle of a heated discussion, and then I just turn and I go, "I am 40." She goes, "That doesn't make it any better." And I'm like, "Good boy." She's like, "You're 40 years old and you're acting like a child," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." She goes, "You're sitting in the corner," and I go,
that is not how our fights go here at all. Most of the time, like, does it get your dick hard talking to me like that?
"Not my wife."
One time he called me a condescending cunt. And I'm like, you knew I was a condescending cunt when you married me. You don't get to complain now. Hey, Uncle Chris.
I keep telling my wife, "Hey, you knew what you were marrying." And she goes, "No, I didn't." She goes, "This is not what you were when we first got together." And I'm like, "You know what?
Well, you didn't have her then.
I got lazy. What do you want me to do?" Sorry. But I have straightened out since our conversation. You know, trying to do more stuff around the house. Trying to do more stuff around the house. You know, I'm trying. Love my wife, so I love my wife, so I'm going to do the things that I need to do.
That is very mature of you, which is weird.
Let's see how long this lasts, though, because eventually it's going to end up again that I'm not.
When was the fight?
This like Monday.
Okay, so by the end of the weekend, it'll be out the window.
I'm hoping not. I'm going to try.
It is the 4th of July next week.
I'm really going to try. Like, I don't. So, like it's just I don't want. I've made mistakes before, and I have a real problem. And I don't mean to be like this. Like, she'll be upset about something, and I'll turn and make it about me. And
as all men do.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to do she gets mad about something that I did, and then I get mad at her for being mad at me, and I'm like, and I see it, and I just want to fix it, but she's not one of those like you're gonna fix it right away. It's gonna take you time to fix it, and I'm like, no, I want to fix it now. What do I need to buy? Can I buy something and then this is done? Like, can I just take you out for diamonds and that's it? And then we can finish this? And it's like, no, you're going to learn a lesson. It's like, I don't like learning lessons. Lessons hurt.
How does one teach you a lesson, though?
Just my wife knows how to teach me lessons. And it's just like, I don't know. She just knows how to do it. I mean, I don't know. Because I'm a child. I'm a giant child, and she has children, so she knows how to deal with children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a petulant child sometimes, so that's
I can tell.
So I really am enjoy watching Biden have to eat cow today. Did he really?
Crow, not cow.
Oh.
Crow. Jesus.
He ate crow today?
Yeah, because they struck down his.
Oh, the bills, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know what he's talking about anyway. I thought he might have like really eaten a crow or a cow today, the way he fucking is. Like, I don't know. You saw him walk off a show today? Like he just walked there, like, all right, president, and he's like, all right, see you later, guy. Sir, I'm a woman.
Somebody did the ice cream truck again. I forgot to send it to you.
But he's just so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's so dumb, and the fact that he really thought that this was actually going to get passed. And listen, I don't give a shit. The justices are supposed to be nonpartisan. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what they're supposed to do is interpret laws. Is what they're supposed to do. Okay,
Interpret the Constitution.
Interpret the Constitution. You know what every ruling should be when it comes to them? I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want. Whatever the Constitution says. It should be every single dissent or consent should be. Does it say it in the Constitution? Yes. You can do it. Does it not say it in the Constitution? No. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, he walked off on Wednesday. But that's all they should say. And that's all it should be. But you have these people now going off on now they're gonna turn back and make black people illegal again, and gays, they're gonna be out there with the gays, and they're gonna not let gay people be gay, and Dylan Mulvaney is now the god of, like, guys, what are we going 100 miles an hour to the left and the right of this? Like,
yeah,
I don't get it.
And I know it's like with the Colorado case, with the web designer, people just don't understand. Like, obviously, I hate saying an ally, but I support the LGBTQ community. However, there are religions that are against it, and they have a freedom of religion. It's in the First Amendment. So they can't ever be included the way in the civil rights or whatever, because it infringes on other people's rights. They just don't get it.
Which one?
And the web designer. Yeah, everybody. I mean, it's the fucking idiots on Twitter. But it was, so you had the baker, I think he was in Colorado.
Yeah, the baker in Colorado.
And then there was a web designer in Colorado. There actually wasn't anyone else involved in the case. She was going after a rule or law or something that she couldn't put on her website, that she will not serve LGBTQ for religious reasons. And they ruled in her favor because it is a freedom of religion.
Yeah.
But what people don't understand is, like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say you want to be equal and then infringe on someone else's rights. That's not being equal.
But it's their private business. They're allowed to do it. The government can't tell them what they can and can't do. And
it's like, how long did we hear about during all of COVID about private businesses and you have to wear your mask if they tell you to, and they don't have. I mean, I got heard all the time that you don't have to, that the stores don't have to follow the American for Disability Act, because I was medically exempt from having to wear a mask. And they're like, they're a private business. And it's like, no, they still have to abide by it. It's a federal law.
Well, so here's the thing. When you have a store like Walmart, Target, those stores are not private businesses. Those stores are publicly traded. So technically they're a public business. So if they're saying that you can't do something, bullshit, you can do whatever you want.
My nonprofit is a public business.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's because
like
you get
It's in the application when you apply for corporation LLC if you're going to be a public business or not.
Yeah. So, so you're a public business. You're not a private business, just like Twitter. Like when they're like, well, Twitter can do whatever they want. No, they're publicly traded. They have to answer to the stockholders, which was me at the time. I was one of them, so
you own stock in Twitter.
Fuck yeah. When I knew Elon was going to buy it for a certain amount.
Shit.
I bought it. I only bought like 4 shares, but still I was a part of the lawsuit because I was a Twitter owner when they backed out of the Elon deal. There was a lawsuit going, and they sent me an email as a stockholder asking me what, kind of what it is. And I was just like, fucking sue. Then let's do this, Brutus.
Did you feel fancy?
I felt fancy as fuck. I was like, I'm involved in this. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, so
I hate Twitter.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but it's like
I love it now because you can actually, when I go to discover things, I can see both sides instead of when you go to discover things, it's just all one-sided and stuff like that.
It is one-sided now, though.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
no, I see. Not really.
Well, and the problem is, though, like, look at what the Daily Wire did. They put up what is a woman, and it got the little warning on it. So many legacy check marks like Tim Pool, and basically all of them threatened to leave the platform if they didn't take that warning off. Like,
because
control it.
No, it wasn't allowed to be retweeted. So what they did, you couldn't retweet it, you couldn't share it, you couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, you could.
And that's not. No, you couldn't.
You could copy and paste a link, and you could have tweeted the link.
You're not, but that's the thing. You're still holding somebody's voice from just doing a simple thing. What do you have to do that for? Why would you have to do that? Why can't you just share it?
Because it goes against terms of service.
Why?
Because of certain things that were in the documentary, goes misgendering and things like that.
Why is misgendering it? Why is misgendering in the terms of service?
I don't know. You own part of Twitter. Ask your colleagues.
Well, I don't own it anymore. It's a private company. And misgendering, I believe, is out of the terms of service. All those terms of services are gone.
I don't think so.
I think so. But anyway.
He also added that using the term cis is now considered a slur, which it's not.
And what? And it didn't. And nothing happened. You could use it all you want. I saw a whole thread of.
Yeah, tweets are being suppressed though.
Huh?
Tweets are being like, if I, with my tiny little account, if I used it, mine would be suppressed. And even Elon himself said that you won't get suspended, but if you use that term, it will get less visibility because it's a slur, but it's not.
Can you put the N word in there? Can you put the F word?
Well, just say fuck. Jesus Christ.
No, I didn't want to. Not fuck.
Oh, the other one.
You can't say that.
Yeah, but those are derogatory terms.
And cis is being used as a derogatory term because the way people are saying it are like. So back in the day when we were younger, like back in like the 1900s, like when you said to somebody,
1900s.
Yeah, when you said to somebody, "Don't be a fag," like you just meant stop being stupid. Now all of a sudden you can't say it because it means a derogatory term. Back then it wasn't. Back then,
but it is used in a derogatory.
It is, but way. So is cis. Cis is being used as a derogatory. Woman is because a woman wants to be known as a woman. They don't want it, or a man wants to be known as a man, not a cis man. Because you want it, because you know what it is? Because it's kind of like you want to call somebody a sissy. By the way, black women had a ton of problem a couple years ago when they were calling you cis. They're like, don't call me cis. Now all of a sudden you can call anybody cis.
Okay. That was SIS versus CIS.
Doesn't matter. Still sounds the same.
If
I call you a potato or a potato, it's still the same
matter.
thing.
It's spelled different, and it's on Twitter.
You're spelled different.
Yes, I am.
Yes. I'm gonna put Y. Keep it up.
But the thing is, give me an example of a tweet that you saw where they were using it in a derogatory way. And you can't say, oh, well, they didn't like being called it. Because that's not a slur. Just because you don't like being called something isn't a slur.
So once again, what is a fag?
How about you answer my question without asking a question?
Well, because the word in definition means one thing. When you use it against somebody, that's another thing.
Give me an example of somebody using it in a derogatory way.
I don't
besides just referring to someone. Well,
when I'm in TikTok lives, I hear, well, you're a cis female. Well, I don't want to, and the person goes, well, I don't want to be called a cis
female.
Yes, I'm a cis female. Respect my cisness, woman. Respect it.
But that's the thing. Not wanting to be called something is not a slur. Because then being called a jackass or a cunt or a bitch would be slurs, and they're not.
No, calling somebody a cunt or a bitch is not a slur.
No, it's not. And why women get annoyed with that, I still don't know.
Because that's how you feel about it.
I love those words.
I know. And I love when English people use those words and Australians because it's hilarious. But
that's just because you don't want to be called cis doesn't make it a slur. So give me,
you don't
like
want
I said, give an
So if I want to call somebody an FAGGOT or an FAG, then they shouldn't be mad because it's a cigarette or a bundle of sticks.
If you're really calling them a cigarette or a bundle of sticks, then no. But that's not why you're calling it that.
The same thing with cis. The same thing with cis. Like they want to be.
But the definition of cis is what
is made up by a guy who is a pedophile.
That's actually not true.
Yes, it was.
It's not.
Listen, just because you read the Daily Beast doesn't mean
I don't read the Daily Beast. Are you kidding me?
Just because you don't like Ben Shapiro doesn't mean you can't listen to him.
I love Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro? When did he become black? Yo, Ben.
Yo, my fucking mouth is swollen. Give me a break.
Tell your husband to stop punching you in the face. Tell him
it's because I had my teeth taken out, jackass.
Joking. Sometimes you deserve it.
So
here's an idea. What if somebody called you Kelly with a Y and just said it like that? Hey, Kelly with a Y. And you're like, no, it's IE.
Well, number one, why the fuck would anyone call me Kelly with a Y? Number one.
Just annoy you.
Okay. It's still not a slur.
It couldn't be a slur.
How can it be?
Because if you said it just like you would slur your word. If you Kelly with Y.
You're such a dick.
Oh man. But I mean, listen, to be honest, I don't think it's happening. I don't really see. There's not a lot of. But I don't think there's a lot of people using
it.
Why don't you put it on the screen and share it so we can all read it? Because you can't read that well because you're gonna go back to college for free.
Jealous.
No. I want to go to college.
It's an insulting or.
I want to tell dick jokes on the internet. What do I need to go to college for?
It's insulting or a disparaging remark or innuendo, or a shaming or a degrading effect.
Yeah, a degrading effect. They want to degrade cis women and call them cis women instead of women
how are they being degraded?
Okay, so why do I have to call a trans woman a woman, but you can call a regular woman a cis woman?
Okay, fair, but I don't give a fuck if someone calls me a cis.
It's not about. Stop being so fucking narcissistic. It's not always about you, Kelly with a Y.
i.e. But that's the thing, though, is women are getting pissed off because it's not like they're wanting me to walk or I mean, there's some and they're idiots, but the majority, they're not wanting me to walk around and be like, hi, I'm a cis female. It's when they're saying, are you trans or cis?
Why is that a question?
Because I mean, I'm not a guy, but if I want to fuck a vagina, I want to fuck a vagina.
Yeah. But there's no need. Like, what world do we live in now where it's gone to the point where, like, hi, I'm Dave. Do you have a vagina?
Well, that's why we use the term cis, because it just sounds a little better.
How about we just let men be men and women be women? And if you want to be a woman, do whatever you want, but make sure you're upfront. How about it's just like the whole pandemic thing. If you're sick, you're supposed to stay home and wear your mask. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to go out and wear your mask. If you have the flu, what do they tell you? Does the doctor go, hey, go to work, but wear a mask? No, he tells you stay home. So if you're sick, you stay home. If you're out, you don't have to wear a mask because you're out and you're not sick. It's the same thing. If you're out and you're a beautiful woman with an extra toy to play with, why don't you tell the guy that I'm a beautiful woman with extra toys to play with? Because you know why? Because they want to fool men into thinking they don't have toys to play with, that they want to be a Toys R Us kid, that, they have extra things and they're fear of getting beat up for it, which it's a real thing, and I feel bad that they have to go through that, but it's kind of like, it comes with the territory sometimes. But
the question
unfortunately,
is, why do you feel like less of a man by having to specify that you're not trans?
I mean, if I took my clothes off, you'd probably think I was, but still. I used to call myself a lesbian dream, a man with tits and a penis.
Very small one.
Listen, it is what it is. I still get love.
But see, that's just the thing, though. The whole thing about cisgender stems from women feeling like being less of a woman because of trans women. And that's their problem.
No, that didn't come. That came about because, first of all, pedophile. Second of all,
how am I a pedophile?
Not you, the person who came up with the word.
It's the person that came up with the word. I'm looking at the etymology. I mean, it dates back to 1914.
Yeah.
Ernest Burkhardt? Is that the pedophile you're talking about?
And it was taken over by money and that other German guy that wasn't associated with Hitler, the guy with the cool mustache.
He was a sexologist and gay rights activist.
Pedophile.
How is a sexologist and a gay rights activist, where does that turn into pedophile for you?
How does he do his research? How does he know that kids are gay?
It doesn't say anything about kids. He was a German physician, sexologist, and gay rights activist. He was gay, testified as an expert witness in several cases involving prosecutions on the ground of paragraph 175, which criminalized homosexual practices. He was born in Hellsberg, studied medicine in German words, got his doctorate degree in 1900 with a dissertation of a bunch of German words. That's where the word came from. So who is the name of this?
So a gay man came up with a word for a straight person.
Okay, it's not a straight person. So, but cis is derived from a Latin prefix, which means on the side of, which is the opposite where trans meaning across from or on the other side of.
Gay.
So where's the pedophilia?
It's in there. You gotta look harder.
It's not. It's just something the right made up so they could have a problem with it.
No, look up money. Some guy money. Something money. I want to say Eddie Money all the time, but it's not Eddie Money.
Some guy money cisgender pedophile. Let's see if that turns up anything. John Money.
That's it. Bingo.
So he was born in 1921. He did not coin gender identity or any of that stuff. It was around before him as the guy that.
Are you looking at Wikipedia?
I don't know, probably. He was a psychologist, sexologist, and professor at Johns Hopkins, known for his research on human sexual behavior and gender. But the other guy found it in the 1900s, and he was in 1900, and he was born in 1921, so he couldn't have done it. Let's see. Whoa.
Oh,
I got down. So, excuse me.
Are you going to share with the class? Or are you just going to read to yourself like it's a fucking mom's reading class?
It's too complicated. I don't like it.
What are you speaking? It's not German. It's English, isn't it?
It's a lot of big fancy words.
Well, you're the one who wants to go back to college, so learn the fucking words.
But it's still, where does it say that he's a pedophile even? I don't even see anything on here.
I read it and I forgot it. That's how it usually works.
You read it on the stupid fucking thing on... Okay, so Money participated on debates on chronophilias, especially pedophilia. He stated that both sexual researchers and public do not make distinctions between affectional pedophilia and sadistic pedophilia.
Chris said Johns Hopkins, for fuck's sake.
If I were to see a case of a boy 10 or 12 who is intensely attracted toward a man in 20 and 30s, if the relationship is totally mutual and bonding is genuinely totally mutual, then I would not call it pathological in any way. Now,
how does it get bonded? Do they dock?
Okay, but he was born in 1920, so not defending pedophilia, not defending what happened back then, but that was the age women were married off. So I get it. Huh?
At 13?
Yeah, as soon as they were of childbearing age, so 13, 14. As soon as they got their periods, they were married off. It was wrong, but...
They died at 40. That's why we're not, as human beings, we're not supposed to last past 40. That's why our eyes start to go and we start to feel like old people, because we're not supposed to last that long. Our bodies are supposed to start to decrepit at a certain age and we're supposed to die. But modern medicine has kept us alive.
He's not the one that coined the term cisgender. It's been around for centuries.
It's been around for 21 years before the pedophile guy. You said he was coined in 1900, and the guy was
when that was the one guy. But there's also references to cis being used in the 4th and 5th century, not when it comes to gender, but in the same context.
And what context is that?
Meaning, what was it?
But so how is a transgender mean on the opposite side of?
Okay, so to put it in terms that your dumbass can understand,
please.
Cis means as you were born. Trans means what you transition to. So you're a cis man. So you are a man.
I'm gonna fucking slap you.
You are a biological man. You have a penis. You identify as a man.
Some
trans.
People don't agree with that, but okay.
You don't agree with you have a penis?
Some people don't agree with me. Yeah, ask any of my ex. I'm a little dick. Stay around as long as you did, didn't you, bitch? But anyway,
that's what it is. A cis person is someone who identifies as the gender they were born to. A trans person.
Why are we complicating
We're not complicating shit.
Yes, we are.
What is complicated about it?
Man is a man and a woman is a woman, and a trans man is a trans man and a trans woman is a trans woman. You transformed into another sex. If that's what you want to do, albeit when you're an adult, don't do it to fucking kids.
Do you know who Laverne Cox is?
Yeah. She's a very beautiful black woman with an extra part.
She actually doesn't have an extra part. She transitioned.
Well, she used to have an extra part.
So she's a very beautiful woman, but also a trans woman.
Yeah. She's trans. She transformed.
Why wasn't your first reaction trans woman?
Because I'm a nice person.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Contrary to popular belief, I'm actually a nice person. Fuck's sake. But listen, she's a trans woman. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Like you.
Now, mind you, when Laverne Cox had to go through her transition, it was where they would have to live as the opposite sex for 2 years, go through a lot of therapy and everything before they were allowed to transition.
And they should still have to do that.
Agreed. But
I mean, look what happened. Look what happened to John Bobbitt. He was transitioned in the fucking night, and everybody was up in arms trying to find his penis on the side of a highway. Okay,
that was not consensual transitioning.
Neither are the kids.
Agreed. But that's the thing, though. Laverne Cox has been living as a woman for decades, and a lot of people don't even know that she's trans.
Okay. Once again, pretty privilege. Sorry. It is what it is.
Because she's hot?
Yeah. It is what it is. Listen, do I get
I'd
sex?
fuck the shit out of Laverne Cox, I'll tell you that. She is hot.
She'd probably let you. But
I'm good at what I do.
It's not my you've had a lot of training. It's not my fault that, I'm not Brad Pitt and I can't slay anybody I want to.
Brad Pitt is fucking hideous.
Now, Brad Pitt was gorgeous back in the day. No. Okay. Well, once again, you're being narcissistic. It's not always about you. Yeah. A lot of women found Brad Pitt hot.
You just pick an actual hot guy?
Ryan Reynolds?
I don't like beefy guys. I like fat boys.
Fat Joe?
I don't even know who that is.
He's a rapper. You racist.
Oh my God. Did you hear that stupid dipshit rapper redid Chop Suey?
No. I know a lot of people are redoing a lot of stuff. Did you see Fall Out Boy redid We Didn't Start the Fire?
Yeah, that was actually good. But no, this guy, he did a remake of Chop Suey, and people on Twitter last night were like, he's putting System of the Down on the map. No, he's not. And it sucks.
I mean, I actually just saw, I forget what band it was, but they just redid Papa Roach's Suffocation. No breathing, don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. They did that song, but like in a slowed down version of it. I gotta find it. It's pretty good, and the guy from Papa Roach actually, gave them props to it. But come on, that new
I saw that video.
That new whatchamacallit, Fall Out Boy, really? I don't even think, do they even mention 9/11 at it all? And We Didn't Start the Fire went in chronological order. This one is just all over the fucking map. He's like Kanye West, Taylor Swift, Gwen Stefani, fucking John McEnroe.
Did you hear about the satanic rituals that Taylor Swift is doing at her concerts?
Like me, she calls me her side piece.
Yeah, she's my side piece.
Yeah, what's that? The clown guy that said that he saw Taylor Swift drinking blood and stuff at a party.
So people, I forget how it started, but people are saying that they're having amnesia after her recent concert tour, and that they aren't able to remember the concert. Which I've been to thousands of concerts. I don't remember barely any of them. Granted, a lot of them I was high at, but There was one thing that she did to one song, and it had people in capes, and they were holding like balls that glow, and apparently it was a satanic ritual.
The new face of white supremacy. Could you imagine being his son-in-law and just sitting across the table from him?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the mashed potatoes? Do I look like I want the fucking mashed potatoes? How about the fried chicken? Are you being fucking racist?
Watermelon.
Listen, I don't understand why those are stereotypical because all of them, watermelon, fried chicken, grape soda is fucking delicious.
It's great.
Fucking delicious. And when you have it together, it's like a fucking unicorn shit in your mouth. It is phenomenal. One time I was at work and I had grape soda and fried chicken, and one of the guys, I was driving and I pulled up to one of the guys and he looked in the car, he looked it down, he looked at me, he looked down, looked at me, and I was just like, "What's up, pal?" He's just looking.
Do you have like a whole bucket?
No, I just had like a 6-piece or something like that, and I was just looking at it, and I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing my ass off because grape soda and fried chicken is fucking delicious. Like, I don't understand.
So
like they have the best stereotypes. Like, they get free shit. They love fried chicken, watermelon, and grape soda. Like, they have the biggest wieners. Like, who doesn't like all that? Huh?
They're purple too.
Was that a fart?
Oh, Mitch was blowing his nose. No, I got a soundboard.
Jesus, Christmas Carol.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
But yeah.
Do you hear how fucking loud he blows his nose? It scares the shit out of the dog.
I do the same thing. I blow my nose and it's fucking. My grandfather used to go "Happy New Year" after every time I blow my nose.
I have a deviated septum, like you can see, it's deviated, and I don't
punched in it.
I did. That's my nose got broken. But like, I don't know why he blows his nose so loud. He was like way on the other side of the apartment.
Listen, when I blow my nose, it comes from my fucking toes. Starts at my toes and it's like.
I meant to talk to you. So these things are going to be gone soon.
Why? Again? We're doing this again?
So the FDA put out a warning to stores to stop selling Elf Bar and basically all disposables. And whatever article I read, they're actually seizing these at the ports and saying that they're not FDA approved. That's why like flavors are so hard to get now. So they're going to ban them without banning them by refusing to give them FDA approval.
But they want me to eat meat that they grew in a lab. Are they fucking serious?
Mm-hmm. And they want to completely ignore that Bill Gates released genetically modified mosquitoes, and now all of a sudden we've got malaria.
Not only that, you know they're putting fucking mRNA they're giving the vaccines to cows.
Mm-hmm. And they're genetically modifying trees to be male only.
Yeah, I know, you told me.
I got a lot of research on it. I'm working with a senator to fix it. I'm taking down the tree patriarchy.
They want to turn the trees gay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was just the frogs. It's no longer the frogs, it's the trees. Now they're making the trees gay.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Alex Jones. You never heard Alex Jones say they turned?
No, I don't listen to Alex Jones.
It was like a meme forever.
I can't stand Alex Jones.
No, I can't stand this fucking. Where is she? Hold on. Keep talking about something. This fucking. Are you drinking a kid's drink?
I don't know. Is this slushy a kid's drink?
Is there penguins on it?
No, it's mountains. It's not even the 4th. Why the fuck are they setting off fireworks?
Because it's almost the 4th.
They're illegal here until the 3rd.
They're legal here anytime. This fucking troglodyte. This fucking Michael Jackson wannabe. Look at that thing. Like, she literally... Here's the thing with the student loans. She literally said the president can't wave a wand and say student loans are forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're mad because student loans can't be forgiven. I just want to fucking mush that in your face so badly. I just want to grab it and... Where's Mitch when you need him? Anyway.
Hey, babe. Davey wants you to smash the Go-Gurt in my face. You said okay.
But yeah.
I bought him a present today, so he's being nice.
What'd you buy him?
Like a little trap. I am a real wife. Fuck you. A travel comb for his beard.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Babe,
my wife
give me your comb.
For Christmas, my wife got me all this like the beard shave club stuff. That doesn't work because I can't grow hair here. This is where hair doesn't grow for me. It used to not grow like here or here, but I turned 35 and all of a sudden
roller
it just...
things here. There's my mouse.
Like the exfoliator thing?
It's kind of, but it stimulates the hair follicle to get it to grow again. No, this is it. This. It'll dig deep under your skin to get to the hair follicle to stimulate growth.
Listen, send it to the P.O. box and that'll be nice of you.
You have a P.O. box?
Yeah, of course I do.
So do I. But it's not mine. It's a foundation's. Do you really want me to buy you one? Just send me your address. I'll send it to your house.
Send it to the P.O. box.
Send me the P.O. box then.
P.O. Box 5677, Topeka, Kansas 66605. I made it easy.
All right.
P.O. Box 567.
What's your last name?
I'm not telling my last name on here. Just put Troublemaker Davey. I'll get it.
Hold on, that's a pink pen. I can't read it. Trouble fucker Davey.
I'll definitely get it.
P.O. Box
5677, Topeka, Kansas 66605.
Topeka. What is it?
666. The devil, just like you. 05.
I am not. My P.O. box number is 4525.
What are you talking about? You got to pull it out of her mouth and throw the yogurt on her face anyway.
Okay, so here's the thing. Every time I get my period, I blame him because he didn't knock me up. I've had my tubes tied, but he's not even trying. So I told him yesterday that I'm ovulating. So if he doesn't want to get blamed for and yelled at when I get my period, to man up. So he has to do it tonight or I'm done ovulating. And then it's not his fault.
Your tubes are tied.
Yeah, but at least he tried. I'm basically telling my husband to come fuck me, and you're like, ugh.
I'm not saying ugh. I'm just saying you're like, hey, it's like, hey, beat me at basketball, but I'm we're gonna play 21, but I got 20.
This is our foreplay, so get over it.
Sexy. No, I don't want to be in your foreplay fantasy. This is ridiculous. Anyway.
I can send you a link to my vibrator.
What?
I have the one where it has the app, so you can send a link to someone and
We
they can.
didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We
No,
didn't
it is like
fire.
the best.
I don't care.
I'm
a
not gonna
married
send it
man.
to you.
I'm a
I'll send
wife.
it. I'll send it to Mitch. Let him control it. That way he can fuck me while he's at work. Maybe get that for your wife. Maybe that'll get you out of the doghouse.
You did fuck him by marrying him, so you know.
I am a good wife, right, babe? He's eating. Hey, bud. Grab me daddy's comb thing. It's on the counter in the bathroom in the black case.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I'm a good wife, right, babe? You got to type it in the chat. Thank you.
But anyway,
Well, first it comes with this awesome
comes with a
case. See, he said yes.
Because I said, "Do you hate your wife?" right before you put it.
See, and then he can comb his beard. Yeah, it's also good for hair too. It's made by the Amish.
Chris wants a picture of your boobs.
He's not allowed. I'm married. I have some boundaries.
Anyway, getting back to schools. This is why we don't have affirmative action. Teen accepted to Stanford for writing Black Lives Matter 100 times on application. When it comes to college essays, one teen is.
You can't show the NBC will get copyrighted.
Doesn't say NBC on it. Just as a.
It's got the symbol. Get it off the screen. NBC's a dick on YouTube.
It's 4 people that see it.
An NBC, apparently.
Yeah. But yeah, so listen, honestly, to be honest with you, I think affirmative action is more racist than non-affirmative action.
It is.
Because you're only getting a job because you're filling a quota. I feel like shit if I was filling a quota. I mean, it depends on how much money I was making. But for the most part, like, what's her face? The speaker of the House. I mean, the fucking vice president was only picked because she's a black woman.
Yep.
Like, how do you...
Same thing with Jabaji.
Yeah.
Justice Jabaji.
Yeah, Ketanji Brown Jackson. And Chris put it in here. Where is it?
Yeah. She's the last affirmative action appointment.
Yeah.
She was very mad.
But, like, why can't we go off
how
you do?
Exactly. And that's the thing. She worked on the Biden campaign. I can't remember her fucking name, but she made a tweet yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Let me see if I can find it.
Was basically saying that they can't get in on merit alone. It's like your argument on why we have to have affirmative action is racist because they can't do it on their own. And then you've got Michelle Obama tweeting out from her Martha Vineyard home that black people don't have good opportunities. Bitch, that is an $11 million house you are tweeting out of.
On the water.
Mm-hmm.
Where they said the water's going to rise how many feet?
Not soon enough. Well, and even look at Martha's Vineyard when they dropped the illegals off there. Yeah. They sent them off the island. They didn't want them. Yeah, that bitch.
So Erica Marsh.
Make it bigger. Mitch just screamed, just rub it.
So she's proud Democrat, former field organizer to elect Joe Biden, volunteer for the Obama Foundation. She, her. Ugh. So let's see if we can find it because
she might have taken it down.
I don't think so because it was still whatever. Here you go. Today's Supreme Court decision is a direct attack on black people. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. Today's decision is a travesty.
I love the comments on this one.
Oh, but what makes it worse is her stupid mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could blow it up even more. Okay, this doesn't work. So she was, hi all. I see a lot of people on here calling me fake or a bot. Let's talk about it. First, I'm not fake person or a bot. I wish I was though, because would have been navigating Twitter a lot easier. People ask me why.
So she makes a racist comment and then is pissed off that people call her out as being racist, and then gives her bullshit apology, which is that one right there.
I sincerely apologize for my previous tweet yesterday regarding affirmative action. I now realize that it didn't effectively convey my intended message and has been co-opted by ultra MAGA propagandizers. See, that's what they do. You can't just fuck up. It has to be taken out of context by ultra. You're calling a lot of black people ultra MAGA propagandizers who were pissed off with you for saying that black people can't get in on a merit-based alone.
Okay.
I deeply regret any offense or harm it may have caused. My aim was to express concerns about the recent Supreme Court decision and its potential impact on equal opportunities. Here's an equal opportunity.
Where is it? Where's the equality when they're getting special treatment?
There is none. I like how they kept on using the word protected class for things. Why are they a protected class?
Either.
If you're a protected class, then you have, what do they call white people? Privilege. That's it. If you're a protected class, you have privilege.
Mm-hmm.
So if the LGBTQ AIP NML NLP CAR RC dash -2
QIA plus
whatever, if they're a protected class, then they have privilege.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'm a protected class in a certain aspect because
you're a protected ass, is what you are.
Because of the Victims of Crime Protection Act. So it's actually like, I hate to say it this way, but you're stupid. It's more illegal to dox me than it would be to dox you, because I'm a victim in a pretty horrendous crime. So I have a right to privacy and protection from my traffickers finding where I live. So they're violating more laws, but it's not like I'm not privileged. I mean, I don't see it that way, but it's a lot different than saying, oh, I'm in a protected class because I'm LGBT, which I also am. I'm bisexual, but it's like, I don't think I should get special treatment because of any of that.
Yes, you shouldn't be getting special treatment because of who you fuck.
Yeah.
And by the way,
like when my daughter,
LGB is all the letters you fucking need. There's no need for all the other ones. There really isn't, because there's lesbians, gays, bisexuals. That's it. And if you want to,
well, I kind of understand some of it.
If you're a transgendered and you still have a penis and you like men, technically you're gay with tits. It's cool. You got extra stuff to play with. What? And if you're a female who has a vagina and cuts off her tits, you're a lesbian without tits. Basically it. And if you're bisexual, you're a freaky fucker.
Okay, but what if I'm only attracted to men and trans women? Am I straight?
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. You like effeminate men. That's all it is.
I don't know, like manly men, but still, I mean,
but you're attracted to, because gay feminine men act the way transgendered women act, except they have tits. You can find that on a fat man. You can find that on a feminine fat man. He's fatty. He's got tits and a penis. They have tits.
So bad.
Being honest.
What is your problem with trans people?
Nothing. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with trans people. I just have a problem with the way everything is. Like, my problem is that I don't want to be forced into being nice to people. I don't want to be nice to straight people. Okay? I don't want to be nice to
saying that you have to.
Really? Because they're putting it into law. If you in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, if you misgender somebody, you will get a fine and possibly go to jail.
Oh, that's going to be thrown out, and you know
but still, like, gay pride has been around for how long?
A long time. But I mean, look
and
at
has
it.
Any, wait, hold on. Gay pride has been around for how long? A long time, right?
I think the 40s.
Yeah, okay. So nobody's had a problem with it. But the problem is, and a lot of it now, is when you're starting to put what's equated to child pornography into schools. And having these teachers, and you see these videos of these teachers like, oh, my kids call me a they, them. I'm so proud. My students, my elementary school students came out as a they, them. Like, that's where I draw the line. Like, dude, teach the kids what you're supposed to, history, math, science, whatever. Teach them what they need to do to get through.
But what about the kids that identify that way? Should we just tell them that there's something inherently wrong with them?
No. Then you teach the other kids to not be a dick. If a boy wants to be in a dress, then a boy wants to be in a dress. It doesn't matter how he dresses. If he wants to be in a dress, to be in a dress.
But if they allow that in schools, it's pedophilia.
No, not at all. If you want to be a boy in a dress, like, nobody gives a I really don't think anybody cares. There's going to be, once again, when I say I don't think anybody, there is a certain few of assholes that are in everything. Oh, hold on.
Tornado warning?
No. Hold on.
Awkward silence. Damn, that storm passed quick. No. I'm just going to play music while I wait for him to come back.
If it's gonna get violent tonight, tell me you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be. It's an eye for an eye, and I don't know if I want you to fight. Want you to fight. I'm losing my mind. Don't leave me behind. We need a bit more time. 'Cause I don't want the world to turn without you. And I don't want the sun to burn without you. Yeah, I don't want the world to turn without you. And I don't want the sun to.
We have more viewers now than when I was talking.
Still like the music. Where'd you go?
Oh, the wife called, and I have to, you know, I gotta be.
Well, why don't you just say, hold on, the wife is calling? I thought there was a tornado.
Well, I was letting the audience simmer and hope that I was gonna be blown away. So, all right. I don't, like I said, I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I've said this a bunch. Like, I really don't care what people do in their own homes for the most part. the hypocrisy is what kills me. Like they don't want you to teach your kid Catholicism or church or religion, but they don't mind telling your kids that they're boys and they're allowed to suck other boys' penises.
Well, they're not exactly saying that.
You didn't read? Have you seen the books?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're telling you basically, and they're telling you where to go, gay hookup sites in these books, and these teachers.
Some of them, some of them are, but
Okay.
the vast majority are not.
I get that.
Like I said in another episode, I'm sure. My question is, we want to protect the kids, obviously.
It's a catch-22.
Exactly. But what about the kids that are gay or have gay parents?
Then
they have to be exposed to it. They have to be taught it.
But not for nothing. If you say you grow up with a friend, okay, you have a friend, you guys get together in school, eventually the parents get together, especially when your kids are a certain age. So you'll have access to that stuff anyway. So if you're in kindergarten and your kids are playing together, the parents are going to start to talk and everything. Tell Mitch to leave the litter box alone. It's crunchy.
Mitch, leave the litter box alone.
So they're going to integrate anyway. You know, the parents, they're going to know that these parents are gay and whatnot. And so then let the parents know that, hey, this is what we're going to do. But you got to discipline. It's got to be kind of disciplined again.
I do agree with the parental consent side of it. But think about kids that are 13, 14, 15, 16, even 17 years old. So you've got a 17-year-old girl that is a lesbian. Mm-hmm. For her to learn about or even hear anything about being a lesbian, the entire class has to get parental consent. But they don't need parental consent to learn about anything that is straight.
Like what?
Anything.
Like what?
So, God, let me try to think.
What's straight? Like health? Like, hey, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Like that's.
Well, I mean, I don't. What was your health class like when you were in high school?
Boys have a penis. Oh, you want to know my health class was like?
I mean,
here's herpes. Here's chlamydia.
Yeah,
this is the stuff. Do not
I went to an all-girls school. So, and actually the nun that taught us was pretty badass because she gave us eggplants to put condoms on to prove so we knew at a young age that the it won't fit thing was bullshit because we could put it on an eggplant. But if you're during health class teaching about sex and it's only from a straight heterosexual perspective, and there's no need to bring a slip home to have your parents sign. But if they're teaching about homosexual sex and they have to bring home a slip, what message are you sending that child?
How did you learn that you like Snatch?
I ate it and it tasted good.
Okay. And that's how most kids learn the birds and the bees.
Yeah, but
they go with their friends.
You are
there's no need for teachers.
The direction,
but there's no need for teachers.
But, like
all of us as kids, we learned from our friends. It was trial and error. Yes, I like that. No, I don't like that.
You're not answering the question though. If you're teaching about homosexual sex and requiring a consent form from your parent, but when you learn about heterosexual, you don't need that same consent.
Do. When I was growing up in school, they told the parents, hey, we're going to teach your kids about sex today. And they told, and we had to get a form signed that's saying that was what we were going to do. And it was broken off into boys and girls were separated. And then they talked to you kind of like, they kind of told you the ins and outs of it.
And what would happen if a girl wanted to learn about how to have sex with a girl?
And they can go to their parents. Like I get it. There's some parents who are dicks, but once again, we're talking about a small fraction. I mean, look what's happened in the last couple of years. It's jumped up 400%. So kind of
being taught in schools that it jumped up 400%?
I think no, it's being taught on TikTok. It's kind of like it's once again it's being put out there in the like I said, my daughters came out at 13 and said she was a lesbian. By 14, she was bisexual. By 16, she was strictly dickly. You know? So it's like a lot of it is being put out there. And like my daughter, here's one thing. My daughter told everybody on an Instagram post that she was abused in every way possible by her father. Okay? When I called her mother and said, "What the fuck is this?" "Well, that's Madison's troop." "How did I abuse her?" "Well, you did, you yelled at her and everything." "Okay, Toya," she said that she was abused every which way. Well, that's not what she meant. She fucking put it online.
Mm-hmm. And how is that relevant to trans kids?
Because I'm just saying that, and at that point it was online on Instagram. It was a thing to be abused and tell everybody about it and to get sympathy for likes and everything like that. And I think it's the same way now. It's like all these parents are like, oh, they want to feel it's Munchausen syndrome by proxy. It's
Munchausen by proxy syndrome.
It's all, oh, you want to be, Timmy likes boys.
Well,
and dresses like a girl. Do you want to?
But that's the thing. I mean, my daughters came out around 13, 14 years old. They had no idea that I was bisexual. Mm-hmm. None whatsoever. It wasn't taught to them. That they just came out, and they still. I mean, my other daughter says she's bi-romantic, but it's because they're asexual. But they came out on their own. So, are they victims of Munchausen by proxy?
Yeah, they have your DNA.
That's not Munchausen by proxy, dipshit.
No, I'm not saying.
And but if you were not hereditary.
But if you were sitting there and telling them, like, "Hey, mommy's gay," or "Mommy,"
that's what I said at the time that they came out.
No, but before that, no, I'm talking about before that. Like, if you were telling them, "Hey, mommy likes girls. I mean, I think you should like girls. Mommy likes girls," and then all of a sudden your friends.
There's not a whole lot of proof that that's actually happening.
No, you don't watch videos of kids coming out and the parents are celebrating and giving them a big party.
Okay, so celebrate.
Children want parties. Listen, if I was 7 years old still, and my mom said if I came out as gay, she'd throw me a party, I'd be like, "Woohoo! Let's do this!" Why? Because I want a party.
Okay, but is there proof that that's happening?
Yes. Come on. You raised how many kids? 37 of them, and you don't know that kids are influenced easily?
Okay, but is there proof that these parties, prior to the party, the parent said, if you're gay, I'll throw you a party?
No, but you can watch videos of parents.
So because they throw a party for their kids, they're Munchausen by proxy.
No, I didn't say that. I said what I'm saying is you can watch progression. You can watch video. I saw a video the other day, and I put it on Business Party of a mom whose kid was a girl, and then he's like, "Well, sometimes I want to be a boy," and like she started fucking crying, and she's like, "Well, why didn't you tell me?" And he's like, "Well, because I think you'd get mad at me." She's like, "Why would you think I get mad at you? Because you want me to be a girl." Like, I'm not saying it happens in every instance, but it happens.
And that's the thing. It's very rare, but everyone is using these, like, you hear the argument all the time about transgenders that, we shouldn't appease to them because they make up less than 1% of the population. So they already make up less than 1% of the population. Less than that are Munchausen cases or abuse cases or are groomed. So we want to harm less than 1% because of the smaller portion, but you also don't want to appease to the less than 1%. Like, you're trying to have it both ways.
I'm not you.
What do you mean you're not me?
You like it both ways?
Oh.
I just listen. It like I said, it's a catch-22, man. It is. Here's the thing.
We have to protect the kids.
Yeah, I completely understand that, but here's the thing. Like, you got to protect the kids in a way of.
Well, so it's like, for example, like if my daughter came out to me as trans, I wouldn't give a shit. Honestly, I still think my oldest is trans and just doesn't want to say it. I don't know. I don't know why I feel like it. But if she wanted to do the surgery, the talk that I would have with her wouldn't be, you are going to permanently change your body. Are you sure? That is very invalidating. My conversation with her would be about these hormones have essentially not been used in this fashion, and it can cause irreparable damage. And it would be a whole different conversation that's still validating her, but also making sure that she's thinking about it and making the decision that works best for her.
How old is she?
20. Almost 21.
She's a fucking adult.
Okay, but it would have been the same if she was 16.
There's people literally putting their 10-year-olds on puberty blockers,
which I totally disagree with.
And 100%. Then their whole thing is, well, it's reversible. First of all, we don't know this, and then their other argument is, well, other kids are put on puberty blockers. Once again, you don't put children on antidepressants because they're not for children. So you cannot get, well, if they go through puberty, then it's all negated. No,
okay,
it's
but
not negated.
Wait, let's talk about that. So
let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about what?
So you don't put kids that aren't depressed on antidepressants.
No.
Exactly, which is true. You don't.
Because it makes them more depressed.
It does, and more suicide, and the suicide rate goes up. But it's like you're basically can't think of the word. Like you're bringing it up that, okay, well, there's nothing wrong with you. Like it's invalidating to bring up the argument about antidepressants. Because these kids do feel like they're the opposite gender, and they do feel
How do you
trapped.
know?
Because they're telling me that. And
Your
they're
kids?
telling, not my kids, but they're telling people that. So if you came to me one day and said you were trans, I would not sit here and be like, are you sure though? Because you're pretty fucking manly. You're not, but I wouldn't say that. So
you're not the first person to say that, so I wouldn't.
You did that gay impression just way too well.
I do. I am.
But that's the thing. It's like, even with the argument that, we don't let kids get tattoos.
Or drink alcohol.
Yeah. But the thing is when you're telling a kid, well, I'm not going to let you do this and this and this because you're not old enough to consent, and you're going to change your mind, you're invalidating that child's feelings. So there's got to be a common ground somewhere to validate
Kids don't have feelings.
Yes, they do.
Kids don't have feelings.
Come live with me for about 20 minutes and see my son's phone die. Kids have feelings.
Kids don't have feelings. They have reactions because they don't understand. That's why a kid cries when it first learns to shit, is because the kid thinks a piece of its body is leaving it, and he has to flush it down the toilet, and a piece of his body is going bye-bye.
How the fuck did you potty train your children? Because mine were excited when the shit came out. Mine even played with their shit. My youngest daughter.
It's not surprising.
If you knew her, it's not.
But yeah. So listen, listen. Can I look at a kid and just watch him prance around and go, that kid's gonna be gay?
Okay,
and then eventually that kid's gonna be gay. Like, you can tell.
Let's say your daughter came up to you and said, I'm depressed. What would you do? You would take her to a therapist, take her to a psychiatrist, determine if she's depressed or not, right?
But I wouldn't take her to a affirmative depression psychologist to affirm that she's depressed. I take her to a psychologist that can, that use that college degree that they paid for to roundabout tell her, ask her that is she sure
you are taking her to places that are affirming that she's depressed. That's what a psychiatrist and psychologist and the diagnostics, that's what happens. You affirm that she's depressed and you get her treatment for it.
Yeah, but she doesn't talk to the child and go, yes, all these symptoms, you're depressed, sweetheart. Okay. She doesn't do that. She talks to the parents. Hey, they shouldn't.
Why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they talk to a child and determine if a child is showing symptoms of depression?
And you tell the child because the child uses it. The same thing. When you have two parents,
hate kids.
Huh?
You just hate kids.
No, I don't hate kids. So when I was raising my daughter, my daughter would come to my house and go, "You don't understand how shitty of a week I had with mom and my stepdad. They did this and they did that and they did this." And I'd go, "Oh, you probably deserved it. They're trying to teach you a lesson." And when she would go home to her mother, she knew all she had to say was, "Daddy yelled at me." And I'd get a phone call. Why'd you yell at her? Well, because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to. I didn't go from 0 to 100 real quick. I might have because I was drunk. Let me finish the damn story.
She came to you with concerns about how she was treated, and she thought
was using it to get what she wanted.
Okay, but
because she would go home. Yes.
How? Because your ex-wife said so?
Because she's my kid, and I know my kid. Kids do not have the mental capacity to articulate the notion of transgenderism because they are just starting to experience their emotions. Exactly, Chris.
But it doesn't mean that we can't support them.
We can support them, but once again, kids, it's like when you tell a funny joke and the kid says again, and you tell the funny joke again, and the kid says again, or you tell a kid that the kid comes over and tells you a joke, and you laugh, and the kid does it again and again and again and again and again and again, and by the 100th time, you're like, okay, shut the fuck up, because kids don't understand, as well as their sexuality. Yeah, kids don't understand. So that's the whole thing. Is like kids don't know. Kids, 13, 14, you have no idea. Especially a boy.
The point that you're missing is that, I mean, don't get triggered, but that's their truth at that moment. So maybe they think that they're bisexual, or they think that they're gay, or they think that they're transgender. Maybe they'll change their mind.
So but at their truth in that moment is they can eat an entire bag of family-sized Skittles because they can. You're going to let them eat a family-sized bag of Skittles? I'm just saying, but the truth is that their truth is they can finish an entire bag of Skittles, and then if you finish that entire bag of Skittles, you're going to be
eating a bag of Skittles to
Taste the Rainbow.
The point being is that's their truth at the time. Yes. So we have to find a way to validate that for them and support them. And if
so what? So you take them and you tie up, if it's a boy, you tie his penis up like they do with sheep?
No.
But or you go and take him to a priest and say, have at it?
Jesus Christ. You use all the same fucking talking points. What? Literally.
Really? You've heard someone else tell you to take your kid to a priest and have at it?
They always bring up priests when you talk about drag queens and all of that. You're missing what my point is. That is that child's truth. At that moment in time, they are gay, they are trans, or whatever. So can we support the kids so they feel validated? Because those feelings are real, whether you want to admit it or not. Maybe they don't have the mental capacity to make the final decision, but we have to find a common ground because these kids do exist. And there are kids that transition at 15, 16 and grow up and don't change their mind. I mean, I realized I was bisexual in my early teens, and I'm 40, and that has not changed.
How many pills have you taken to change yourself into a bisexual?
I haven't taken any pills to change myself into a bisexual.
So if you give a kid, so if a kid transitions at 15, 16,
Well,
they
I
have to
just
start taking,
listen,
they
I
have to start
agree. I
taking,
don't think that kids should get puberty blockers. I don't think that they should do a lot of things. But, however, it should be a case by case basis. Like I said, if my daughter at 16 came to me, we would have a conversation, but it wouldn't be about, listen, you used to like the color pink and now you don't like the color pink. You may change your mind. That's very invalidating to a child. So the conversation that we would have is, listen, these are experimental drugs being used in an experimental way. We don't know the effects. I mean, like, we'll use my son, for example, and I would say to
Don't-
him, listen,
don't do that.
the estrogen that you're going to be prescribed, I'm not allowed to take because of breast cancer. We don't know if it's going to raise your chances of getting cancer. We just don't know these things. So before you enter down, let's do research into the drugs that they're going to give you and make sure that you're okay with doing that to your body. Otherwise, just put on a fucking dress. Who cares? It's still validating how he feels.
you my mother? What happened here? I was just thrown back into a fucking conversation I had with my mom at 16. What? Anyway, I listen, I get that, but kids, man, like my kid, my one kid, my boy is 18, and like he wants everything, and it's like, hey, are you even like 2 years ago, it was like, hey, can I get this game? I don't know, let me talk to mom, and let me see what she says, and then we'll let you know. How are you are you doing good? Are you doing good in school? Yeah, I'm doing great. Okay. 20 minutes goes by. Did you talk to mom yet? No, relax. I'll talk to mom when I get home. Okay. I walk in the door. Did you talk to mom yet? I just walked in the door. Oh, okay. Give me a few. Half hour goes by. Did you talk to mom yet? Like, kids are impatient. So kids don't care, like, what, if you have a civil conversation. Listen, let me lay this out for you. The drugs, maybe by the time you're 25, you won't be able to have kids. Maybe by the time you're 26, you're going to have osteoporosis. Maybe by the time kids aren't going to give a shit. Kids are like, come on. When we were 18, stupid shit we did when we were 18?
What is the percentage of kids transitioning under the age of 16?
47.5.
That's not true. You made it up.
The thing is this: time can change the minds, but it has to be given time. Kids can become adults in most cases. The rare cases are when kids are unalived by someone else or their own hand.
I don't get it.
That's what Chris said. I don't know.
I know. I don't get the last part of the rare cases where kids are unalived by someone else. Like being bullied.
7.
Did you look it up?
But listen, I once again, here's what I have. This is what my huge problem is.
Okay, well,
Like
here, let me ask you this real quick first. So your daughter lied.
Your daughter
Allegedly lied about you abusing her.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean every time a child comes out that says they're being abused, that we should just ignore it?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Yeah.
No, but I think we need to just look into it.
But it's but that's what I'm saying is you're making decisions in the very rare case that a parent or someone else is grooming this child into feeling this way and wanting to basically change things and treat kids that are legit transgender or gay or lesbian or whatever and completely invalidate them because of other people that are being abusive, which just isn't fair to the kids. And it's not helping the kids.
But once again, we're talking about a small percentage.
Yeah.
I'm talking, like I said before, I was rudely interrupted. We're doing all of this for a tiny percentage of kids, which, once again, nobody gave a fuck about before. If kids were transitioning before, whatever, now it's being brought to light. And now people are voicing their displeasure of it. And now they want to call you and ridicule you and make you some kind of a ist or a phobe because you don't want your kid or somebody forcing their kids into being something that they may not be.
Yeah, but you can't even give a percentage of how many kids are being forced into it.
Because it's an anecdotal answer.
How is it anecdotal?
Because
you're basing your entire
what parent is going to go, yeah, I forced my kid to be trans.
Okay, but you're
forced my kid to be
basing your
gay.
entire argument on kids being forced into it. You don't even know how many kids are actually being forced into it.
Do we know how many? Do we know how many kids were Munchausen syndrome by proxy that we actually have a
Munchausen by proxy syndrome?
Whatever. Do we have an exact number? Percentage?
No, we don't. No. But
it's the same thing.
But should we treat, even if we did, and let's say hypothetically it was 7 cases in the United States in 1 year. There were 7 kids that it was proven it was a Munchausen by proxy case. Why should what happened to those 7 kids and their abuse change what happens to other kids that aren't Munchausen by proxy cases?
Here's what I'll say about it.
Spend time with kids. Spend time with transgender kids. And
that's what a pedophile would say.
I'm not talking about.
I'm not spending time with kids. You out of your fucking mind?
I'm talking about my kids' ages. Hannah's almost 18. Haley's 20. And spend time with them. Talk to them about how they feel about these things. A lot of them don't want to transition. A lot of them just want to feel accepted and feel validated for their feelings. What is wrong with that?
Nothing. They just want to belong. That's it.
Exactly. But it's because the adults are fighting, and because you have some people bringing up depression and all these other things that are completely irrelevant, in the process of doing that, you're invalidating these other children's feelings. That's what my point is. We have to find a common ground where we're not bringing up tattoos and alcohol and depression and all these other things as excuses for why kids can't transition.
You know what? I feel invalidated because you're not living my truth.
Deal with it, bitch.
Well, I mean, that was fun. I like that. I like when we do that fucking... I like disagreeing with you. It's fun. You're a cunt in a good way.
Thank you. I feel like I need a sound effect, like clapping.
Why are you gay? Why are you gay?
No.
A few moments.
I got one. Here's your sound.
Emotional damage.
Fucking hate that thing. Whoever made that soundbite, I really want to beat over the head with a brick.
Where did it go? Where's that other one? Oh no. Here's yours.
Somebody come get her. She dancing like
it's her birthday tomorrow.
How old's she gonna be?
1. I got her a nice big steak. I'm gonna give it to her at midnight.
Oh, she's so cute.
And she is 40 pounds, by the way. We weighed her. Stop licking me.
All right. Well, we might be back next week, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe. You know, this podcast is as frantic as we are. So
I had the fucking Supreme Court case up ready to go, and we didn't even talk about it.
Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
It's gonna there's gonna be like 50 changes in the news cycle by then. Oh, Warner Brothers Studios caught on fire today.
Did it?
Yeah, there was an explosion.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony. Didn't we have an outro? No, we had an outro.
I think you're playing it.
Yeah, well.
No, we don't have a video. You just kind of say where to find you. I say where to find me, and then we sit there awkwardly while we wait for the live to end. That's our outro.
All right, folks. Well, you can find, like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me I'm wrong, let Kelly know she's right.
Which is a truth.
And you can find me at MW Troublemaker on Twitter and Business Part, and on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, you can find me at 7 Central, 8 Eastern on the Business Party Podcast, where we kind of talk about stuff like this, but we get into
they don't
more
get your
depth.
jokes.
Well, no, we talk about more a little bit serious, more issues. We don't
better.
We don't go into like different tunnels. We go to tunnels. We literally take tunnels to the left, to the right. But yeah, and on Sunday you can find me on the Weekend Hangover at 8. I think it's the same, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, where we talk about documentaries. This weekend we are talking about the Natalia Grace documentary, and
that was fucked up.
The Arlie Ermy, the Armie Hammer documentary. We're gonna talk about both of those this week. So yeah,
Natalia Grace You're talking about the one on HBO Max. That shit was crazy.
That was fucked up. That third episode took a wild turn.
Mm-hmm.
Took a wild turn.
But I like how they said that she refused to make a comment because your place is whack.
Yeah, your TV network is whack. But yeah, so we do that on Sundays, and then Fridays catch us here, where we just do this. We bicker and banter like two idiots.
An idiot and a smart person.
Yeah, I'm usually the idiot. But where can we find you, Cal?
I am on Twitter and Instagram under the Unbroken Podcast. I also have Twitter and Facebook. I also have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for my foundation, the After the Last Sale Foundation. You can also find my podcast, the Unbroken Podcast, on all major podcast platforms: Google, Apple, Amazon Music, Spotify, etc., etc., etc. And you can go to afterthelastSaleFoundation.com to make a donation to help support my foundation in supporting sex trafficking survivors. Where did you go, Davey? He used to make me a co-host. Awkward silences.
Sorry, the wife came back in. Wife came home.
Warning.
Trigger warning. I have a wife. Anyway.
Unfortunately for her.
On that note, we will see you next week. Thank you for joining in.